If you're looking for some X plus Deforeal figures, check out BBTS at the link in the description because you may be surprised at what some of the rare ones you might find.
Kaiju, Turtles, Dragon Ball, and more, it's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hey collectors, it's going to be Steven here, and welcome to another review, where today we're going to be taking a look at the Deforeal Eva Unit-01 G Awakening form version, or depending on where you translate from, it could be G Arousal Phase. I find that to be very interesting, but I think you get the point here for this one. The lore behind this is we took Eva Unit 1 and we transfused some G cells into her, and then now Godzilla has awakened from within Unit 1. So here we are. Thankfully, BBTS was able to supply this for a review, and this is something I've actually been looking for a while. This is actually a quite hot item because it's Evangelion, it's Godzilla. Who doesn't love one, the other, or both? And when you mash them together, we have a chocolate in the peanut butter or a peanut butter in the chocolate situation. I think this is the sort of collaboration in the mix and match stuff that we should get. A lot of folks couldn't afford the 30 centimeter giant proper X Plus stuff that was released, but this chibified version should definitely at least tickle the fancy of some. So let's take a look to see whether or not this is going to be worth adding into your collection. What I will say is that mostly you're going to be finding this for about $140, and I'm going to get that out of the way right at the top because some may say sticker shock, and I will agree. Right off at the top, you're going to say $140. Ooh, that's a lot, but I will say that with the Deforeal lineup, you are going to be paying, close to 3 figures sometimes, but you are going to be paying for quality here, and I think that Eva Unit 1 does really reflect what you can get when the Deforeal line is good. So naturally, you are going to have the primary aspects of Unit 1, which are going to shine through, right? You do have the purple armor that is going to be there for the portion of Unit 1 that's going to be there. Obviously, you're going to have the green trimming. There is going to be some yellow paint application there, but you may notice as we're doing the 360 spin view and we get the up close and personal shots that the green almost looks uncanny. It almost looks a little bit out of place. And I'm not saying something bad about that. I'm hinting at something that is to come if you don't know much about this figure. When we're taking a look at the figure as well, we're gonna obviously have that intersect with the Godzilla parts. We're going to have the keloid scarring. We're going to have the dorsal plates. We're going to have all of the fun stuff that we know and love about Godzilla, including the cool part with his fangs that are sprouting out of the mouth along with Unit 1's mouth, which already is weird, right? And I think that the detail that is captured there is phenomenal as well, including the Godzilla tongue in the mouth, which you would not necessarily expect to work well for Unit 1, but it does. Now, normally for Godzilla, we don't really ever have a purple Godzilla with green dorsal plates, but if you've ever wanted that, then I guess, I don't know if it's 50%. I'd say it's closer to like, it's not a split down the middle, maybe 40%? Yeah, maybe about 40%. Well, you're going to mostly get that here. I think that's pretty cool. And I actually like to see this fleshed out into a full figure because when you do get up close and personal, the dry brushing quality, I guess we can argue back and forth, but when you have it up on the shelf, it looks great. At a distance, no issue whatsoever. But even then again, under macro photography, that's only when you're going to see stuff that isn't necessarily perfect. Quite frankly, just holding Unit 1 like this in hand, you can see and appreciate all of the dry brushing that is in place to really bring out the plates of armor that are on her. You're definitely going to be able to see even the little folds that are found on her feet and the creases that are going to be in the armor. Overall, this figure is cool. Now, something that I intentionally didn't note, did you notice that there was a little bit of yellow overspray on Unit 1's eye? Yeah, it looks like the yellow eye is illuminating. Cool. So overall, the paint apps, the sculpting, it's all impressive. That's all I can say. Now, the green paint, like I said, it's a little uncanny, right? That's because this figure, not as the Rick exclusive, has a glow-in-the-dark feature. Admittedly, it's not too strong. Yeah, unfortunately, I wish it could be a bit stronger. What I will note is that it is not as strong on the dorsal plates, which, when you're taking a look, the main green on the Unit-01 parts, if that makes sense, is much brighter. It is more of a neon green compared to the green dorsal plates, which are a bit more muted, if you will. So those are not as bright under the glow-in-the-dark effect, I guess you might say, comparatively speaking. Now, there's not going to be any articulation, so we'll go ahead and move on over to the size comparison where you can see she is huge, big, and yes, she, Unit-01 injected with G cells. Go ahead. What I will say that I didn't really cover is that the horn, the antenna, whatever you want to call it, on the head is actually going to be made of a softer plastic, and then you have like the little whatever you want to call that, the semi loop on that's coming off of her head, that's going to be made of a softer plastic as well. The only thing I can say is she's big. That's about it. She's going to tower over your other Deforeals, and she's big. So buy now, skip or wait for a deal. Like I said close to the beginning, I have tried to look for this one. Unfortunately, I even still have an order on place that has been back ordered for even before pre-orders went up, actually, and it's still not filled, despite the fact that I've been told it may. So if you are looking to get this, they still have at minimum 24 in stock from what I can see on the website for BBTS, so get it. I was going to go ahead and pull the trigger, but thankfully we were able to get this set up. I do like this figure. It's great. I'm glad to have it in my collection, and then we have -1 coming out soon this summer, and I hope that that is going to stay up to the same standard. I like it. If you like Evangelion, if you like Godzilla, I think you will as well. And actually, I don't even like Eva. Most of you know that.